Big Mike here with
He's Entertainment.
Today's episode. We got Jayden Johnson of Illinois State basketball, guys. Check him out.
If you like what we're doing, hit the subscribe button.
I'm Jayden Johnson. I go to Illinois State University. I play on the basketball team. My position is small forward, and I'm coming on to I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say hey sent you.
The #1 sports podcast in Vancouver with Ryan Hayes and Big Mike.
Taking over the podcast scene in Vancouver. Get down or lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
So Illinois State going deep on the bench, got an opportunity to get some of these guys who put in.
This is I Only Touch Greatness podcast with Ryan Hayes and
Ryan
Big Mike.
Hayes and Big Mike. Never stop. I Only Touch Greatness podcast.
Hey, buddy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
Alrighty, sounds good.
Jayden, thank you very much for taking the time for us today and coming on. We really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
And I'm Ryan, by the way. I'm the one you've been talking to.
Big Mike.
Sounds good.
And that's Big Mike.
Sounds good. Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah. So we're just going to ask you a bunch of questions about life and ball. So born in Illinois, what was childhood like?
Yeah, so I'm from Batavia, Illinois. My childhood here in town was honestly, one word I would describe it is sort of a brotherhood. The community comes out and supports every single game. I actually played football in high school. I was a three-sport athlete at a time. Then I stopped playing baseball. I played football all the way up through sophomore year, and then I stopped playing football after sophomore year. But I mean, it's really cool just kind of seeing the community support every night in high school and kind of growing up and just going to all the games, going to the high school games, going to football, basketball, this and that. It's a community sport is just a brotherhood.
What made you choose basketball then over football?
I sophomore year I started getting looked at the Division I level as for basketball. So I kind of just was like, I want to pursue the dream of playing college basketball at the highest level. So that was kind of like the decision that I made there for that reason. But at the end of the season, of my football season, I was getting looked at also by really high major D1 schools. So I kind of just was just like, I wanted, being a taller person playing a game of football, I didn't want to risk injury for basketball because in the end, growing up, basketball was always my #1 sport, my favorite sport. So that's why I kind of also know the reason why I stopped playing football is just kind of for my body and stuff, my knees and stuff like that. So,
what challenges did you come across in getting to where you are today?
It's honestly there's a lot of things that were very challenging. Just some of the workouts that my trainers put me through, puking and going through really, really hard workouts. I actually had 2 Division I scholarships get taken away from me as far as coaching changes. So that was kind of a really hard, challenging thing to wrap my head around because in the end, I thought I could go to 2 schools and have them paid for, but a couple months later, coaching change happens, and then the scholarship is up in the air, so you don't know from that point on what's going to happen. So I was kind of, when a coaching change happens, you kind of, as a recruit or as one of the previous coaching staff was recruiting, you're kind of just put at pause. And you don't really know what's going to happen next. So.
Okay.
It must be pretty nice though, being a walk-on at Illinois State and staying close to home.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a good experience for sure. Being close to home and being able to play at the university that I'm at. It's 2-hour drive. Very easy to get to school. Right now I'm at home for Easter weekend, so I'm spending time with the family and stuff like that. So
yeah, okay. Do you have a favorite sports icon?
Honestly, probably not. Honestly.
Okay. Any nicknames, or what's your favorite jersey number and why?
My jersey number that I've had is 24. I've had it for my whole career, basically, of playing basketball. When I played football, I switched between number 1 and number 10. Specifically for basketball, I came up as a freshman and played on the varsity team. And as a freshman, I didn't really have much say in what number I got. So they just handed me 24, and I kind of just kept it throughout my whole high school career. I kept it, part of the reason being because of Kobe and things that happened with Kobe. I didn't want to. We were able to choose our number, so I didn't want to change it. Specifically because of the things that happened to Kobe, I wanted to just kind of ride with 24 for the rest of my career. And I was fortunate enough this year in college to keep number 24. So, I mean, that was really nice to keep that jersey number.
Absolutely. That's a great choice and a great number to represent Kobe. That's for sure. How did you feel that your first season went in Illinois?
It was cool. I mean, I learned a lot as a freshman coming up and playing at this level. It's very tough to do. You have a lot to learn. The game's a lot different. Everyone's really, really good. And in high school, you can get away with kind of being on the weaker end of things, being, as far as, I mean, physically, being a little physically weak and not fully getting in the weight room and stuff like that. But in college, especially at this level, you can really tell the difference between guys that are consistently in the weight room and taking that seriously, because strength is probably one of the biggest factors at the level that I'm at right now, as far as the separation factor between younger kids and older kids. Obviously, I'm only 19 years old and I'm going against 22, 23-year-olds all the time. But in the end, like, if I really take the weight room seriously, being my size, you can really make up for a good amount of that strength. A lot of times, a lot of athletes, especially in high school growing up, they don't want to really lock into the weight room. And that's one of my biggest advice that I would give to younger athletes, is just kind of really lock into the weight room, because in the end, it's going to help you. Because when you go to the college level, and if you have the desires to play at the Division I level, or you get the opportunities to play at the Division I level, obviously in basketball, it's different than football and all the other sports. But I mean, strength is a huge key to being successful at whatever you want to do, whatever sport you want to play, and stuff like that. So,
do you have a favorite sports movie?
I'm not really a big fan of movies. I don't know why. Growing up, I just never watched movies. It's kind of weird. Kind of a unique thing about me, because I feel like everyone likes movies. All my friends love movies, stuff like that. So no, I wouldn't say I have a. Honestly, I don't know the last time that I've been in a movie theater. It's just kind of a weird thing about me. I don't really watch a lot of movies.
That's fair. That's fair.
No one has time to sit down for 3 hours and do nothing now.
Who would you say you mirror your game after or try and play like, or is there a couple players that you watch?
Yeah, no, I watch. I try to mirror my game after a lot of different players in the NBA. I try to also like be very as realistic as I can. I know some athletes are like, oh, I try to mirror my game after LeBron James, but they're nowhere near mirroring the game after LeBron James. So, I mean, I'd say someone that I mirror my game after, try to play similar to is Tyler Hero is a big one. Just kind of the way he plays and the way I play as far as bringing the high rate of shooting, high level of shooting ability, as well as being very, very smart on the offensive end, defensive end, basketball IQ in general. I'd say he's one of the main players that I try to look up to. I try to take away from his game and kind of add small things to my game. Obviously, he's way more talented than I am, but I mean, I try to still take away some things that he does and put it into my game, as well as far as from like the passing and basketball IQ. I really look at Luka Doncic, the way he goes about certain things, as far as just reading ball screens, reading defenses, stuff like that. And then obviously LeBron. LeBron is my favorite player. I try to take after obviously anything that he could do, but from a realistic standpoint, Tyler Hero, I would say, is the main one that I try to model my game after.
I'm a huge Tyler Hero fan, and there were a lot of rumors that Toronto was wanting him in the deal for Laurie at the deadline here. So I was like praying. I'm like, get it done. I want to see Hero in Raptors uniform, but it never happened.
No, yeah, my AAU coach, my travel coach, who I spent my 17th year playing before I got to college. He actually knows Tyler, like they're really close friends. So I mean, Tyler gets him tickets to games. They go out, they hang out he's out in Miami all the time with Tyler, so that's kind of pretty cool.
Awesome.
That is cool. Do
you have a dream venue?
Honestly, no, I don't. To be honest, I don't really nah.
Or what's your favorite venue you've played in so far in your career?
I played in a lot of different places, to be honest, and the place I went to, I played in Vegas, was Bishop Gorman High School. That was a real. They had us playing in a really nice venue. Actually, LeBron came to watch that tournament there, so that was kind of really cool.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, LeBron came. All of a sudden, the gym filled up. He had a bunch of people surrounded. It was kind of cool. It was actually really cool to see him. I'd say the venue that I played in Atlanta. There was multiple different professional athletes there. Cam Newton showed up for the championships. Who else did I see? I saw a bunch of people.
Okay, that's sweet.
Yeah, I think it's called Lake Point in Atlanta, Georgia. That was a really, 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 really nice venue that I played at.
Okay. Do you have any pregame meals or routines or rituals?
Yeah. So honestly, I think this is one of the unique things about me. I actually don't really eat that much before I play, like really at all. I don't like playing. I like playing on virtually an empty stomach. I think having food in my stomach, it kind of just, I don't know, to me it just sits funny. And when I have stuff that sits funny in my stomach, I feel like I can move a lot. I move a lot slower. Just like everything's kind of slowed down for me. So for me as an athlete, I prefer to play or to work out and this and that, and then just kind of feast on a large meal afterward and not eat that much before. But I'd say for a pregame ritual, I like to listen to music. I like to just kind of zone in. I don't really talk to a lot of people before I play, just to kind of get in the zone. I really think that pregame and getting your mind right is a big thing and a big thing that athletes need to know and need to do, because I strongly believe before a game, if you're goofing around and your mindset's not locked in, you're gonna come out and you're gonna not play that well. And that's just me. That's just the way I don't know. That's just the way I see it. But obviously some people think differently, but I mean, I think if you're coming out and you're goofing around before you play and you're not really locked in, I think you're going to play a lot worse than what you could be playing at.
That's good work ethic to have, that's for sure.
Yeah.
If you could sit down for dinner with anyone, who would it be?
Dead or alive?
Yeah, dead or alive.
Honestly, Kobe would be a big one that I would want to sit down with and just kind of pick his brain, just because of just specifically like his mindset and the way he Mamba mentality and the way he kind of went about things was kind of one thing that I would try to pick his brain about. Then obviously, being my favorite player, LeBron, I would want to sit down with him and just kind of pick his brain too, is just because of his knowledge of the game is second to none. It's extremely high, and just kind of just talk to him about just different things about the game, different things that I can learn and take away from what he says is, I think, something that's really, really cool.
There's definitely the reason that he's the best player in the game right now.
Yeah, and I think that's a big reason, and I think that's what a lot of people fail to understand, because when it comes to being the best player, a lot of people just look at, oh, he can do the most things on the offensive end, or oh, he can do the most things on the defensive end, but they don't understand how actually smart of a basketball player he actually is. And that's with a lot of athletes. So
Yep.
And he's been that way for 20 years.
Exactly.
Straight out of high school, he's been a phenom. Like,
oh yeah,
and it's not like he took a year off. He didn't have a down year. Like,
exactly, yeah, 100%.
I honestly love his swagger too. Like, I love how he's like in your face. He like Kobe was way more laid back. Like Kobe was a star, and Kobe didn't show off. He's way more of a showboater.
Yeah, no, and I think that's part of it. I think that's you have to be, to a certain point. I feel like you have to have some type of swagger and stuff like that, because in the end, having confidence helps you play better. It helps you. It helps you hoop. If you just lose yourself in the game, have a little swagger to your step. Honestly, that's one of the main things. Like, people say, for some athletes, they don't have any confidence. Their potential is skying through the roof. They're so good. They could do so many things, but they're just not confident. So then that just affects their play, because they have no confidence. They don't want to do certain things that they can do because they're not confident that they can get them done.
Yeah. It's like, I always like to refer to that. Well, now I like to refer to that is that Cameron Krutwig. I think I just butchered his name, but he basically went off in March Madness and took his team for the upset. I mean, there's a guy that came out of basically nowhere.
Yeah, no, Cam's actually my guy. Cam, we played for the same AAU program. My AAU coach, my travel coach, he texts Cam all the time. Like, I've worked out with Cam so many times. I talk to him multiple times too. Like, he's very, very cool, and he's people's guy. He's really nice. If you see him on the street, he'd come up to you. The one thing about the guy is, if you spent more than 15 minutes with him, you'd be dying laughing. He's a very, very funny guy. Very, very funny guy.
Yeah, he's a great ball player. I didn't mean it like that, but that game just put him on the next level. Like, he went on.
No. Oh, 100%. Yeah. No, yeah, no, I know what you meant. No, for real. Like, we worked out a couple months back, and we were playing a little pickup, and all of a sudden, like, I'm hearing like humming on the court, and I'm like, who is that? Like, he's like humming a song, and I'm like, hold on, and I look up, and there's Cam humming a song as he's just destroying people. I'm like, huh?
Who would you say the best player is you've played with and against?
I would say one of the best players that I played against, obviously Cam. Cam was he being Loyola's in our conference for there in the Valley that Illinois State plays in, so he's probably one of the best players that I played against. DJ Stewart, he played at Duke this year. Yeah, I know DJ. I played against him so many times growing up. DJ's also my guy. Super cool kid. He's one of the top players that I played against for sure. DJ's one of those guys that
he's sick.
DJ's one of those guys that funny story actually. So he was not very known until he kind of, I'd say not freshman, honestly probably freshman year. We played him in a tournament in 7th or 8th grade, and it was just one of his local tournaments that we went to just because we were always traveling, so we were like, why don't we just play local for one weekend? And he was on this team that we didn't really think much of, and all of a sudden he comes out and he drops like 40 on us. And we're like, who is this dude? Like, what? And then all of a sudden, a couple years later, I play him again, and he's on Mean Streets, which is one of the top Nike teams in the state of Illinois. So it's like 2 years back, no one had any clue who this dude was, and now all of a sudden he's picking up offers left and right on one of the best teams in Illinois. So, I mean, yeah, DJ's also one of the big, probably one of the top athletes that I played against. Jayden Johnson, he also played for Duke, declared at the middle of the season. I played against him. He's legit for sure. I mean, he's always been massive, always been athletic. He's probably one of the top guys that I played against also. So
okay.
What about a draft question here, Mike?
Yeah, hit him with one.
If you're an animal, what would you be?
I honestly probably a cheetah.
Okay, that's a good one. We get that one quite a bit. We either get that or like the gorilla or a lion. Those are usually our popular ones.
Yeah, I feel like if I was an animal, I'd want to be a cheetah. Just kind of being the fastest animal. Like, I just feel like I could mess with another animal, and if I could just get away with it by just running away, and they will just won't catch me. So
exactly. Here's another one we usually only hit with hockey players, but I'm going to hit you with this one too. There's a $20 bill on the counter and a $100 bill in the toilet. Which one are you going for?
The $20. It depends. How long has it been sitting in the toilet for?
Nobody knows. Nobody knows.
Okay, then I would say probably the. For me, I want to say the $100 bill, but what I would do is I would take it out and then just buy a hairdryer and try to dry it off.
For sure getting washed straight away.
Oh yeah,
that's probably what I would try to do. Or honestly,
I'll hit you with the reason. The reason is the scouts want to hear you say the $100 bill because you're willing to get your hands dirty.
100%. Yeah, 100%. I'm always willing to take a chance. Of course.
That's right. Of
course.
Do you got any hidden talents?
Honestly, probably not. I mean, I'm really good at Xbox games like 2K, Call of Duty, stuff like that. I wouldn't say that's really a hidden talent, but I'd say I'm pretty good at video games, I guess. I mean, I don't really play them anymore, but in my childhood, that's what I used to play.
Okay. What's your favorite Gatorade color?
Definitely yellow. I'm a big yellow guy, big lemon lime guy. That's actually a really good question. I've actually never gotten that question before. I like that question a lot. I tried so many different flavors. I'd say that, or there's this strawberry lemonade flavor that's out too.
I've seen that. Yeah.
That you can't really find it a lot of places. It only comes in like the big, huge packs, but it's mixed with like 2 other flavors, obviously. But honestly, I would say that, or strawberry lemonade. That's a big one too for me. That's also very good.
What's your go-to song or your pump-up song before games?
I'd say I don't have a single song. I'd say I listen to a lot of like Meek Mill. That really gets me in the zone. Louis Vert. Louis Vert.
I find Meek Mill when he's always yelling and like he does his verses like he yells them.
Yeah, no, it gets me going. It's like I'm ready to go. Lil Baby's also another big one. I said Louis Vert, Lil Baby, and Meek Mill. But when I'm trying to chill and just kind of relax, like I like to listen to Drake. and just chill vibes like that. So
Canada's own, baby. Canada's own, Ryan.
of course, yep. Yes, sir.
Mike?
If a GM or scout were to ask, what do you bring to the table? Describe your game.
Yeah, so when I get this question by reporters, interviewers, just different guys like that, the first thing I say, and it's not even bad, I say my leadership, my ability to win. I like to say I'm not really a cocky guy. I've said I have swagger when I play, but I've been a winner my whole life. I've won at all different levels of growing up. So I would say just my ability to lead a team and understand what it takes to win a basketball game, and my leadership and my ability to keep my teammates' confidence levels up so they can continue to perform at a high level. That would be one of the main things that I say that I bring to the table. And obviously, I'm a shooter. That's one of the things that I do the best. I was ranked in my senior year of high school the best shooter in the state, or one of the best shooters in the state. So I would say that's one of the big things that I bring to the table as far as if someone were to ask me.
That's great. That's awesome. Those are great attributes to have and going to the next level. When you know you're going to go to the next level, for sure. Any aspects of your game that you feel like you need to work on, or any goals for the upcoming season?
Yeah, no, definitely. I have a lot of things I need to work on, but a couple of things that I can list out are my strengths. I want to continue to get stronger. I want to be dominant on the court as far as just being physically strong, like LeBron, like just physically stronger than everyone on the court. Yep. And like I said, I think that's a big thing is strength. And I want to continue. And what comes with that is just becoming more athletic, getting faster, just weight room stuff. Continue to get better in the weight room, because not only as strength, it works on your agility being in the weight room, and then it also works on your vertical leap, stuff like that. I'd say another thing that I need to work on, or I want to work on, is just continue to be a good rebounder. Obviously, I'm 6'6", but at the Division I level, 6'6" is lower to mid as far as height wise. I'm obviously in high school and AAU growing up and stuff like that and travel. I was one of the taller guys in the court. At this level that I'm at now, it's not the case anymore.
If you want to share some of that height, I could borrow it. I'm only like 5'5", so.
Oh, if I could, I would.
I know. And then Big Mike over here is huge.
I'm 6'4", but
okay,
I'm not as tall as you. But Ryan, didn't your doctor tell you in like 5th grade you're gonna get a growth spurt or something?
Yeah, 5th grade they told me my growth spurt was coming, and I've been waiting for that every night.
Jayden, I just want to thank you so much, man, for taking the time for us today, coming on, chatting with us. We're big fans of yours, man, and we can't wait to see you go to the next level.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming, man, and hopefully we can get you back on down the road. And
if you're looking for a mug, perhaps a hoodie, head on over to IOnlyTouchGreatness.com.
Looking for the most beers on tap, great steaks, great staff? Head over to the John B. Pub.
We got the best beers, steaks, chicken wings, nachos in town. Come see us at the John B. Pub.
The John B. Pub, the best bar in town. Come sign up for our football pool. Say Hey sent you.